Sunday leader was
assassinated on the streets of the capital. That's not propaganda.
No, read the papers, read the daily papers, read the weekend papers.
Well, I've read all of the papers.
How many tabloids criticizing the government, criticizing the not criticizing is fine, but how many bogus reports, how many monthly, you know.
But hang on a minute. When
Mr.
Wickrematunge wrote his valedictory piece, he foretold his own death. He wrote this. He said, and this is just days before he was shot dead on the streets of Colombo, "Murder," he said, "has become the primary tool whereby the state seeks to control the organs of liberty."
Don't go by these people who are writing against. You know, there are enough people.
He's not writing
today,
anymore. He's dead.
I can quote enough. I can show you enough papers written against President of America or the Prime Minister of UK.
Well, of course you can. And so when I criticize the government of Britain, I do not end up with a bullet in the head.
Criticizing is different. I can show you enough tabloids, you know, quoting a lot of parliamentarians, ministers in the UK, you know. But are you going to believe all these things? And are you going to question on people on those lines?
But Mr. Secretary, let me ask you this question, and it's directed at you both as a very important member of the government, but also as a member of the Rajapaksa family. Does it seem to you healthy in a vibrant democracy that so much power should be held in one family? Your brother...
If the people gives that, President was elected by the people, Basil Rajapaksa was elected by the people with the highest majority in this country, with the highest preferential votes. Namal Rajapaksa was elected by the people with the highest percentage of preferential votes. Chamal Rajapaksa was elected by the people. So what? If the people want, so it be.
The Rajapaksa family is now responsible for 75% of the entire government budget. Is that healthy?
I don't think, you know, those are figures that, you know, you can calculate the various ways. It's not so.
Well, it is so, to be honest. If you think about it, the president himself is responsible for transportation, highways, ports. You know that one of your own brothers is known in this country as Mr. 10%. You know that.
No, those are you know, that rhetoric by the opposition, that is a very common thing in this world, not only in Sri Lanka, all over. People blame various politicians and without any base. You know, there had been a lot of allegations against me, people, because just purely for their personal gains. I went to courts. No, but you know, when a particular paper published a wrong.
The Sunday leader, the editor of which was assassinated.
I went to court, but that's the correct thing to do.
Does it make sense for a senior official like yourself to sue an independent, one of the very few independent newspapers for 1 billion rupees?
I know this.
1 billion rupees. You want to destroy that newspaper.
What else I should do?
You're seeking 1 billion rupees. You want to destroy the independent newspaper.
No.
Well, why are you seeking 1 billion rupees?
I want to put on record that this was a wrong allegation.
And why are you seeking 1 billion rupees, which you know they can't afford? Why are you doing that?
If they can't afford, they have to close down the
Exactly.
papers. Yeah. So let it be.
That's what you want.
Yeah. That's my right. That's my right to defend myself.
Mr. Secretary.
And tell the people, look, all these are bogus allegations.
If I may, Mr. Secretary, I need to ask you a personal question. Are you worried that you personally may be accused of war crimes?
No, I'm not worried because I have not done any crime.
You see, as you know, that is not...
Is fighting terrorism a crime? Is fighting terrorism a crime?
Depends how you fight it.
Yeah.
Depends what you do.
There is only way to fight terrorism. Fight.
No, but I don't see
it wouldn't.
If you believe you're involved in a war on terror, it would not allow you, for example, to give an order to one of your senior officers telling him to shoot people who are trying to surrender waving a white flag.
No, I have never
That
given
would still
an
be a war
instruction.
crime.
Nobody had done that. Nobody had
Well,
done
you know
that.
that the army commander at the end of the war has since given interviews in which he says he has information that you gave an army commander the instruction
No,
to shoot.
don't grab these political issues. You know what? Who he is? He contested for his, personal gains. So don't drag him into this.
But this is General Fonseca who says he has information that you gave the order
that is
to
a political. That's a political game.
Well, that's what I want to pursue now. I want to talk
uttered,
about that. I want to talk about that. You keep saying it's a political game. Is the fact that General Fonseca is now in detention?
He's lying.
Is in detention. He faces court-martial. Is that because he, in essence, accused you of a war crime, and he also said he would be prepared to...
That is one point.
And he
that
also
is
said,
hang on,
he also,
that is one point.
He
yes.
also said he would testify before an independent war crimes investigation. Is that,
yes.
is that what you are frightened of?
Yes, it is that one point. He can't do that. He was the commander. He is responsible. That's a treason. We will hang him if we do that. I'm telling you, that's a treason.
You would not...
How can we tell that? How can he lie that? How can he betray the country? How can he, by such lies? If he says that, he's a liar.
You would have
He's a liar.
You would have him executed for testifying before an independent tribunal investigating war crimes?
What I'm saying is for betraying a country, lying, betraying soldiers. Isn't that a crime? Is that a treason?
What is going to happen to General Fonseca?
I don't know. He has to face the court-martial. So the court will give the decision.
It is extraordinary, is it not, that this man who was close to you, close to your brother, the president, who was the head of the army...
Don't talk about him. It's his own wish, his ambitions. He wanted to, contest elections, so he did it.
Yeah, Mr. Secretary, it just strikes me that we're at a very important moment in your country. The war has been over for 1 year, and you and the people in the government, and indeed the wider population, have to decide what sort of a country in this post-war period you want to live in.
Yes.
Do you want to live in a country that is truly democratic, where the rule of law is respected and is paramount, or do you want to live in a country where there is a strongman leader, where in the end security and the interests of power are put before individual rights?
No,
which country, which Sri Lanka do you want to live in?
You put it in a very, very wrong way. The president was very recently elected by majority of this country, people, as the head of state. We just finished the parliamentary election. This is democracy. This is democracy. But, the security in this country is not for one person. It's not for one family. It's not for some people. It is for the country. It is for the people of this country.
And bottom line, this government and you are not changing course.
The people of this country over and over again, they are electing the president, they are electing this government. Why? Because they think that they are doing the right thing.
And there we must leave it. But Tabia Rajapaksa, thank you very much indeed for being on Hard Talk.
Thank you very much. Nice to meet you.
Hello,